After testing over 50 AI models, I finally found the one that can create realistic characters, and they look so real that it's actually scary. So in this video, I'm going to show you what that AI is and how to get these incredible results in just a few clicks. For this, I'll walk you through the workflow I personally use so that you stop wasting your time and money going in the wrong direction. So to understand this workflow, you first need to know what stops an AI character from looking realistic. There are 3 critical aspects that make it look like AI, and the last one is actually what most people don't even take into consideration. The first one, as you probably know, is the plastic look. This usually happens when the AI model is not properly trained on textures. So instead of creating realistic human skin with imperfections and visible pores, it creates a waxy texture. Now the second problem most AI models struggle with is consistency. You spend hours creating the perfect character, but whenever you try to generate a new scene, it suddenly modifies your creation. If the AI generator doesn't have a real system behind the scenes that can handle consistency, nothing else matters. But even if you find a way around these 2 problems, your character will still feel fake. Very few creators talk about this, so here's the reason behind it. Our brain is wired to scan human faces for emotional signals. So if your character has no realistic facial expressions, people will immediately feel it's AI. But there's actually a simple way to solve all these common problems. I'm talking about the Higsfield Soulcast. With this, you get a realistic character without writing a single prompt. Now, if you've never heard of Higsfield before, it's an all-in-one platform that gives you full access to the top AI models. But what actually sets it apart from other similar tools is that it has dozens of AI features, like the one we're going to be using today, Soulcast. So if you want to follow along with the tutorial, I'll leave a link in the description below. Once you're inside, go to Cinema Studio and select Characters. Here you have all the tools you need to create a character from scratch. As you can see, the interface is really intuitive, so this will massively speed up the entire process. And also, you don't even need to write prompts to generate a realistic character. Cinema Studio was fully trained on cinematic scenes, people, and movies, so the outputs are top quality by default. Now let's go over the options. The first one is the genre, and this lets you set the exact style you want for your video. You can choose from film genres like action, comedy, drama, and even horror. I'll go with comedy. Next is budget, and I think this is one of the most interesting options on the list because it lets you actually set a production budget to influence the overall quality. It's the difference between how polished or raw your video feels. You can go from $10 to $500 million. So for my character, I'll go for something in the middle, but I recommend you test multiple options and see which one fits yours the best. Now let's move to the era where you choose the time period. For example, if you want to create a movie from the 1940s, you can set it here, and the entire video will keep that mood. But that's not the case for me. I want to create a female in the 2020s, so I'll select this option and go to the archetype section and choose the Explorer. With this character setting inside Higsfield, you can define the role for it, and there are many popular archetypes you can pick from to influence the energy and emotions it transmits. The innocent, the caregiver, or even the hero. Once these behavior aspects are in place, we can move on to the physical aspect. The first option is the identity, where you can choose the gender, the race, and the age. So I'll set this for my character and switch to physical appearance, which is one of the most detailed sections. I can pick the build that I want, the height, and the eye color. For these, I'll go with an average build, tall for height, and pick brown for the eye color. Once these are selected, I'll do the same for all the hair options and craft a very specific look. However, there are a few more things missing from my character, so let's go into details. Here, you can add a facial scar, freckles, or a tattoo. But what I'll do is add a small piercing in her nose using this custom section. Let's choose her outfit and click generate. Here are the options we get back. I must honestly say that all of them look extremely realistic, but I like this one the most. All the details are in place, and there's really nothing bad about it, I can point out. So this is how to create a unique AI character that actually looks like a real person. But knowing this alone is not very useful. You still need to understand when and how to use it. There are 3 big categories when it comes to AI videos, and the first one is filmmaking. So here's how you can turn any idea into a cinematic scene while introducing your own character. First, save the character you just built as an element and head to the image section inside Cinema Studio. Here, I'll generate the reference image for my entire video. So this is the prompt I'll paste in. Now before I press generate, I'll select the 3x3 grid. What this does is give me 9 different variations for this same prompt. Here are the results we get back. The characters look exactly like we created them, which shows that Cinema Studio actually keeps consistency throughout generations. But let's see if this is also true when it comes to videos. I'll select this image and press on animate. Now I'm in the video section, and as you can see, there are a lot of new options. You can choose between 3 different modes, the single shot and the multi-shot mode, which can be either manual or automated. Now for this example, I want to get full control over the outcome, so I'll choose the multi-shot manual. This allows me to create up to 6 different scenes for the video, and for each one, I can easily modify the length and even the speed ramp. If you press on the director panel, you can add your character or upload an image. This means we can use it in our video anytime we want, without any inconsistencies inconsistencies between the scenes. So here's what I want from the first one. For this scene, I'll leave the speed ramp on auto and set the duration to 4 seconds. I can also choose from various camera movements like a classic dolly in or a drone shot. But for this example, I'll go with the handheld, which will keep that natural movement for my video. This was just for scene 1, but before we move to the other ones, I want to set the genre to suspense, and you will see in a second why that is. For the second scene, I'll choose impact for this speed ramp and this prompt. And for the last scene, I'll keep handheld again, but leave the speed ramp on auto so it can naturally adjust the pacing based on the scene. I'll set the entire video to 1080p and press generate.
I found it!
This is the result we get back, and it's honestly insane. The characters stay consistent throughout the entire video, and the movements are smooth and natural. However, the most important thing is that it nailed down the emotions. You can really feel the intensity when she finally finds that golden coin. But if you want to build an entire social media presence, the workflow is a bit different. So let me show you how you can use the same AI character to create content that people would actually watch. Let's go and choose the single shot mode. For this example, I want to create an Instagram reel where my character shares daily knowledge with her audience. For the starting frame, I'll upload this image I generated earlier. When generating any influencer type videos, make sure the setup actually looks like a real influencer is recording it. None of those steady, unprofessional looking camera setups. So for my starting frame, my character looks like she's recording through her phone in selfie mode. I want my character to talk about her experience and then show her findings to the camera as proof. So here's the exact prompt I'll write. I'll put the speed ramp on auto and set the duration to 12 seconds so she has enough time to talk to the camera. For the camera movement, I picked handheld again because this will feel more natural for a simple Instagram reel rather than a perfect still camera. I'll click generate. And in just a few seconds, we get this result.
Exploring is about getting lost, like it's some cute mistake. It's not. It's choosing to be where the map goes quiet, because that's where the truth leaks out. And hold on. See that? Yeah, that's not from this century.
The voice is natural, and you can clearly see her facial expressions. This is the exact workflow that anyone can use to post multiple times per day and build a social media presence using AI. But one of the most important use cases for it is monetization. And that's because the simplest way to make money with a realistic AI character is with UGC ads. So if you don't know how to do that, you're actually leaving good money on the table. However, it's not as complicated as it might seem at first. The workflow is extremely similar to the one used for content creation. The only real difference is that you now need to present a product. To do that, go to the director panel, then click add character and props and create a new element. Now all you need to do is to add a couple of images with the exact product you want to promote in your ads. For my example, I'll go with this compass. After that, add a name for it and set the category to prop. You can add a description if you want and press create. Now write your prompt and make sure to include the product name, just like this. Set all the video settings as you did before and generate.
Okay, real quick, I don't bring a lot of gear, but I always bring this. See? When everything starts looking the same out here, this keeps me honest. I stop, let it settle, and suddenly it's just peace of mind. It's not survival mode, I'm not guessing. If you hike alone or you're...
The result looks extremely real. There's no AI plastic look throughout. The product is exactly the one I gave it, and the overall quality is simply impressive. This type of hyper-realistic UGC ad is what actually drives sales online. It seems like there's a real human behind the camera, which brings trust to the viewer and makes them buy. So if you want to create your own realistic AI characters that stay consistent across every video you make, sign up to Higsfield using the link in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.